You're pretty enough without it, Emma said as they handed my sister my $15,000 wedding savings. 8 years later, my butler announced, "Mrs. Martinez, your sister is at the gate about her divorce lawyer bills." I looked up from my third best-selling novel and said, "Tell her I'll be down in 30 minutes. Have her wait in the foyer." I set down my fountain pen, the latest chapter of my psychological thriller still wet on the page. Through the windows of my study, I could see the Pacific Ocean crashing against the cliffs below my Malibu estate. 8 years ago, I couldn't even afford a beach parking permit. Now I owned a piece of the coastline. All because they taught me that pretty wasn't enough. I was 24 when it happened. Jake and I had been engaged for 6 months, planning a modest wedding in our hometown. Nothing fancy, just family, friends, and the small vineyard where we'd had our first date. We'd saved for 2 years, putting away every bonus, every tax refund, every birthday check. That $15,000 was our future, our commitment made tangible. I'd gone to Mom's house that March afternoon to finalize the catering choices. Found her and my sister Vanessa in the kitchen, papers spread across the table. "What's this?" I'd asked, recognizing the bank logo. "Oh, honey," Mom had said, not quite meeting my eyes. "We need to talk." Vanessa, 2 years older and perpetually dissatisfied, crossed her arms. "I'm getting the procedures done next month." "What procedures?" "Nose job, lip fillers, and breast augmentation." She listed them like grocery items. "Dr. Hartwell says he can do all 3 with a recovery package for $15,000. The number hit me like ice water. That's exactly what's in my wedding account." "I know," Mom said softly. "That's why we're discussing it." "Discussing what?" "That's my money. Mine and Jake's." Vanessa rolled her eyes. "God, Elena, don't be so dramatic. It's not like you need a big wedding. You're naturally pretty. You've always been the pretty one. Then why do you need my wedding fund for plastic surgery?" "Because pretty isn't enough anymore." Vanessa exploded. "You wouldn't understand. You've had men falling all over you since high school. You got Jake without even trying. Some of us have to work for attention." "By stealing my wedding money?" Mom intervened. "It's not stealing. It's borrowing. Vanessa will pay you back." "When? How?" "She hasn't held a job for more than 3 months. After I get the surgeries, I'll be able to land a rich husband," Vanessa said with disturbing confidence. "Then I'll pay you back double." "You're pretty enough without it," Mom said, patting my hand. "Jake loves you for who you are. You can have a small courthouse wedding. But Vanessa, she needs this boost. This investment in her future." "Investment? It's plastic surgery. It's my chance at happiness," Vanessa shot back. "You already have everything. The perfect fiancé, the perfect face, the perfect life. All I'm asking for is a chance to catch up." I looked at Mom. "You can't be serious." But she was already sliding the withdrawal forms across the table. "As the co-signer on your account, I've already approved the transfer. The appointment deposit is due tomorrow." "You already did it?" My hands shook. "You stole my wedding fund?" "Borrowed," Mom corrected. "And it's for family. You'd do the same for Vanessa if the situation was reversed." "No," I said flatly. "I wouldn't. Because I'm not a thief." Vanessa's face crumpled into practiced tears. "See, she's always hated me. Pretty, perfect Elena who begrudges her sister a chance at love. I don't begrudge you anything. I begrudge you taking what isn't yours." "The money's already transferred," Mom said with finality. "What's done is done. You can either support your sister or tear this family apart over money. Your choice." I made my choice. I walked out and didn't look back. Jake was furious when I told him. "We'll sue them. That's theft, plain and simple. She's a co-signer. Legally, she had the right. Then we'll postpone the wedding. Save up again." But something had broken in me. Not just about the money, but about what it represented. My mother had looked me in the eye and told me my dreams mattered less than my sister's insecurities. That my happiness was negotiable, but Vanessa's wasn't. "No," I told Jake. "I'm done sacrificing for people who see me as a resource, not a person. So what do you want to do?" "I want to write." It sounds crazy now, but the theft freed something in me. All my life, I'd been the responsible one. The pretty one who didn't make waves, didn't ask for much, didn't chase impractical dreams. I'd gotten a sensible degree in marketing, a sensible job, planned a sensible wedding. But they'd stolen sensible from me. So I decided to be extraordinary instead. I took every penny I'd saved for the honeymoon and rented the cheapest apartment I could find. I wrote at night, worked temp jobs during the day. Jake supported me at first, but 6 months in, he gave me an ultimatum. This writing thing isn't going anywhere, Elena. We need to be practical. Set a date for the wedding, get back to normal life. Normal like my family? Where people steal from each other and call it love. That's not fair. I'm not them. He was right. He wasn't them. He was just someone who wanted the old Elena back. The one who didn't rock boats, who accepted what was given, who made do with less. We broke up 2 weeks later. He married someone sensible within a year. They had the vineyard wedding we'd planned. But I had something better. I had rage transformed into words. My first novel, Pretty Isn't Enough, about a woman who discovers her family has been embezzling from her trust fund, got rejected 37 times. The 38th agent saw something in it. It's raw, she said. Angry in a way women aren't supposed to be. I love it. It sold for a modest advance, but I wrote like a woman possessed. The second book, The Theft of Tomorrow, did better. By the third, Beautiful Liars, I hit the New York Times bestseller list. Turns out, rage was my muse and betrayal my inspiration. I wrote about women who'd been told they were too much or not enough. Women who'd been stolen from by people who claimed to love them. Women who rebuilt themselves from spite and spit and the determination to prove everyone wrong. Vanessa, meanwhile, got her surgeries. She looked like every other Instagram influencer. Plump lips, perfect nose, enhanced chest. She landed her rich husband within 6 months, just like she'd planned. A real estate developer named Richard who liked his women decorative and silent. For 3 years, she played the part. Posted perfect photos from perfect vacations. #blessed. #living my best life. Then Richard found someone younger, prettier, more surgically enhanced. The divorce was brutal. Turns out when you marry for money, you divorce for money too. And Richard's lawyers were better than anything Vanessa could afford. She'd called me once 2 years ago. Elena, I need help. Richard's taking everything. I thought you were going to pay me back double after you landed your rich husband? That was before. I'd hung up. Now she was here, at my gate, 8 years after stealing my future to buy herself a new face. I took my time getting ready. Selected a simple sundress that cost more than her surgeon's fee. My face was still mine, laugh lines, freckles, and all. Funny how that worked out. The foyer of my house was designed to impress. Marble floors, soaring ceilings, and a chandelier that cast rainbows in the afternoon light. Vanessa sat on the velvet bench, looking small and overdone. Her lips moved strangely around all that filler. Elena. She stood when she saw me. Thank you for seeing me. Mrs. Martinez, I corrected. I kept Jake's name for professional reasons. What do you want, Vanessa? I need help. The divorce. Richard left me with nothing. The prenup. The prenup you signed to marry a man who saw you as an accessory? Her enhanced chest heaved. I know you hate me. I nothing you. You're a cautionary tale I tell at book signings. The sister who literally stole my wedding fund for a new face, only to discover that pretty isn't enough. That's cruel. That's the title of my first bestseller. You should read it sometime. Oh wait, you don't read. I need $50,000, she blurted. For the lawyer. To fight the prenup. Mom said you'd help because you're rich now. Mom said. I laughed. The same mom who stole my money because I was pretty enough without it. She didn't steal. Stop. I held up a hand. We both know what happened. You wanted a shortcut to happiness. You took my money to buy it. How'd that work out? Tears rolled down her cheeks, tracking strangely over her altered features. I made a mistake. No. You made a choice. You chose to believe that beauty was currency and marriage was a transaction. You got exactly what you paid for. So you won't help me? I walked to my desk, pulled out a check. Her eyes lit up until she saw the amount. $15,000, I said. Exactly what you stole. Not a penny more. But that won't cover. Then I suggest you do what I did. Work for the rest. Write your own story instead of trying to steal mine. Easy for you to say. You were always the talented one. The smart one. The pretty one. I wasn't the pretty one that day in Mom's kitchen. I was the one whose wedding didn't matter, whose dreams were expendable, whose $15,000 was worth less than your insecurities. I was desperate. So was I. The difference is, I channeled my desperation into something that couldn't be stolen. You channeled yours into something that could be divorced away. She snatched the check. You're heartless. No. I'm a best-selling author who learned that family isn't about blood. It's about who values your dreams. You and Mom taught me that lesson. I should dedicate my next book to you. Don't you dare write about this. Too late. My next novel is called The Sister Who Stole Tomorrow. My agent thinks it'll be my biggest hit yet. You can't. I'll sue. With what money? The $15,000 I just gave you? That'll barely cover your retainer. She stood to leave, then turned back. For what it's worth, I am sorry. I was young and stupid and jealous. And now you're older and broke and still jealous. What's changed? You have, she said quietly. You used to be kind. I used to be a doormat. You taught me the difference. After she left, I returned to my study. My manuscript waited, the story of two sisters and the price of beauty. I'd change the names, of course. The details. But the heart of it, the betrayal, the rebuilding, the reckoning, that would remain. My phone buzzed. Jake's name appeared on the screen. We'd reconnected professionally when he'd optioned my second novel for his production company. Elena, did you see the numbers? Beautiful Liars just hit 1 million copies sold. I saw. We should celebrate. Dinner? Can't. I'm writing. The new book? What's it about? I smiled, looking out at the ocean I'd bought with words forged from betrayal. It's about a woman who learns that pretty isn't enough. But rage? Rage is everything. Sounds dark. It is. But it has a happy ending. Yeah. How does it end? I thought about Vanessa, driving away with her $15,000 and her surgically enhanced regrets. About Mom, who'd chosen sides and lost a daughter. About the wedding that never happened and the life that bloomed from its ashes. The heroine realizes that the best revenge isn't getting even. It's getting everything they said you didn't deserve. And does she? Get everything. I looked around my office, the awards, the bestseller lists, the life I'd built from the ashes of a stolen dream. She does. And then she writes about it. Lucky her. No, I corrected, picking up my pen. Not lucky. Just angry enough to turn pain into power. And smart enough to know that pretty isn't enough. It never was. I ended the call and went back to my manuscript. Somewhere out there, another woman was being told her dreams mattered less than someone else's insecurities. Maybe she'd read my story and realize what I had. That when someone steals your tomorrow, you don't beg for it back. You build a better one out of spite. And then you write it all down, every bitter word, until your success is so bright they have to squint when they look at you. Pretty isn't enough. But becoming everything they said you couldn't be? That's everything. Thanks for watching. See you again in the next video. Stay stunned.